Good evening, and I'm aspiring meteorologist John Bordash with you right now to update your last forecast for the year 2013. Today, for December 30th, at Pax River, we made it up to a high of 48 degrees, so we saw a pretty much average day. We didn't see really any rain come through the region. Some areas did see a few flurries this morning, but again, it was nothing all that major, and I don't think we're going to see anything all that major, at least in the next 24 hours. Now we do have to talk about the threat, at least, for some snow. It's currently snowing on up towards Chicago and right around the Cleveland area, and that's associated with some lake effect snows, and that system there will not be impacting our weather. That's going to be riding on up into Canada. What we have to worry about, though, is a low pressure system that's going to be developing, or already has developed, coming across the nation and centering itself right near Cincinnati, and then taking a track similar to what is depicted here. So right now looks like the track is going to be north of Southern Maryland, which is something that is pretty important to note. And then this area you see here in blue is the area that looks right now to see any kind of snow. North of that track, we look at the heavy snow. South of the track, or in our region, we look at the light snow. Alright, now just a track shift within, let's just say 50 miles, bringing this down to the south, that puts us in heavy snow. For us to see the heavy snow and the higher snow totals, we're going to have to look at the track of the system, go down to the south and east of our region. Alright, right now it looks like a scenario more like this is likely, opposed to it sliding down towards the south. The key with this forecast, though, is the further east you head with this, so on up towards New York, definitely on over towards Boston, this is the area that we're going to be looking at to have the better chances for higher accumulation. So with this forecast, the further east and the further north you head, that's an area you're definitely going to want to look at. Now, this area you see here in the dashed red, this is the area where I have the most uncertainty, because the models for the past couple of days have been hinting at the possibility, at least, of a dry slot or just a dry portion of the storm to set up right around this region, really cutting down on storm totals. So, what this means for the forecast is pretty much I-95 back towards the west. It's really uncertain, but once you get out of that, we definitely will be looking at heavy snows. So here's my first official call, what you saw earlier with the 1 to 4 inches. That was just a first guess. Now this is my first call, so being a little bit more specific with this one, I think that this zone, so pretty much Southern Maryland, so Richmond on up towards Washington, may see 1 inch or more of snow. Alright? Then I think areas maybe right up along the bay, and then on over towards the eastern shore, just north of Ocean City, may see 3 inches plus. Alright? Then once you head on up past Philadelphia, on over towards portions of Boston, 6 inches plus, and maybe even 12 inches plus. That part of the forecast is a little bit less certain, but what is certain is that we're going to be looking at a storm. We're still trying to pinpoint, though, that track. The timing, though, looks to be Thursday night through Friday morning. So again, the forecast is 1 to maybe 3 or 4 inches. So we're going to want to keep up to date on the forecast. I'm expecting to get the first winter weather watches and warnings out probably starting tomorrow, and I think those are probably going to be for areas north of the Mason-Dixon line on up towards Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, portions of New York. While New York's already under a winter storm watch, maybe even Boston may see these winter storm watches starting to roll out. I think what's more likely for us, though, is just a winter weather advisory advising you that we may be looking at some hazardous travel conditions, but nothing all that major. Here's the 7-day forecast. Right, so for tomorrow, first day of 2014, 39 degrees. Looks like a pretty nice day. I think when we look at the start of the storm, we will be looking at rain to start. Okay, so it starts right around 6 o'clock. We see our high temperature usually right around 2 or 3 o'clock. Then we cool down, so we go from 42 probably down to 38 or 37. Probably looking at some rain on the onset of this. And if this speeds up, we may be looking at maybe an all-snow event. But right now I'm going to stick with rain to start. Then transitioning over to snow, it looks like the heaviest snow will be setting up Thursday night, maybe some lingering flurries for the day on Friday, and then we definitely cool down. Low temperatures Friday night going into Saturday will be chilly, maybe down to the teens or single digits, maybe even feeling like we're below zero. So we're looking at dangerous cold coming in behind this storm, and then we look at the potential for another storm system, Sunday night into Monday. I put rain with those, but this is definitely the uncertain part of that forecast is the precip type and the track. Alright, so we're definitely keeping an eye on that one, and it looks like with that nighttime low of 29 degrees, it may set up for maybe a quick transition to snow. But again, we're going to continue to watch that part of the forecast and definitely keep you updated on Thursday and Friday. If we get any new watches or warnings or need to update the snow map, I definitely will. Expect an updated, more accurate, probably more informational snow map on social media probably tomorrow afternoon when we get a better look at what our models are saying. We already saw one of our nighttime models come in. It's still having a hard time trying to match its upper atmosphere with its lower atmosphere, but I definitely think that at least an inch is possible, if not likely, through most of the region. Alright, have a nice and safe one. I'll see you in 2014. Till then, have a nice and safe one. Keep a weather eye on the sky.